Welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa. Get your education booklet in our daily newspaper, street sales, or at your school every Monday to Thursday for pre-primary up until grade 3. The lessons are for listening or watching online. Inside the newspapers, there is an insert of the lesson booklet. Please cut the top of the lesson booklet with a pair of scissors and fold it for ready to use. But there is more. We are also available on our online platforms, MyZone and Zoshi Facebook pages, and in addition, our website, Zoshi Online. Hello grade 2s and welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa and thank you so much for joining me today. Our theme this week is public transport and local media. And before we get into any lessons, boys and girls, it is very important for us to sanitize. So let's take our sanitizer and rub inside our hands, around our hands, in between our fingers, on our wrists, and on our fingertips. Make sure your hands are dry before you touch anything else. For today's lesson, we will be talking about reading, counting in 4's, and halving. For our first exercise today, boys and girls, let's turn to page 7. On page 7, we have a comprehension passage, and this one is very exciting. This one is talking about, well, I can't tell you yet. We need to read it. Now remember, we read a comprehension passage or a story 3 times. The first time is to make sure that we understand what the story is all about. The second time is to look for our answers. And then the third time is to make sure that our answers are correct. So we are going to begin with our story. I'm going to read it. Please try and follow. Our class wants to travel to Swakopmund for a fun trip. Could we travel by car? No ways. We will never all fit in the car. Could we travel by aeroplane? I don't think so. It will cost too much. Could we travel by bicycle? What? Are you mad? It will take too long to travel by bicycle. Could we travel by train? I hope not. That is a bumpy ride and it could take a whole day to get there. Could we travel by boat? No, there is no water along the way. Could we travel by bus? Yes, that will work. We must remember to pack all the things we need on our trip. So, this is our comprehension passage. I want us all to make sure that when we read it a second time, you are following with me. So, now that we're done reading it a first time, let us now read our questions. Our questions are, let's read them together. Number 1, the class wants to travel to dash. Let's read it again. The class wants to travel to dash. Number 2 says, Which transport will cost them too much money? Which transport will cost them too much money? Number 3 says, traveling by dash will be a bumpy ride. Traveling by dash will be a bumpy ride. Number 4 says, the class traveled by dash to go to Swakopmund. The class traveled by dash to go to Swakopmund. And number 5 says, how do you go to school every morning? How do you go to school every morning? So these are the questions that we have been given for our comprehension passage. Number 5, however, the answer is not in the comprehension passage. This answer is up to you, according to how you get to school. Do you travel by car? Do you ride your bike? Do you take a walk? Do you use the school bus? Or do you take a boat? Let's see. So, now that we are done with our questions, let's now read the comprehension a second time to try and find the answers. So keep your ears wide open for those answers. We are going to read together, and this time I will be a little bit slower so that you understand and pick up your answers quickly. Our class wants to travel to Swakopmund for a fun trip. Could we travel by car? No ways! We will never all fit in the car. Could we travel by aeroplane? I don't think so. It will cost too much. Could we travel by bicycle? What? Are you mad? It will take too long to travel by bicycle. Could we travel by train? I hope not. That is a bumpy ride and it would take a whole day to get there. Could we travel by boat? No, there is no water along the way. Could we travel by bus? Yes, that will work. We must remember to pack all the things we need on our trip. So this is our comprehension, and I want you to please now fill in the missing words or to complete the sentences. Now that we are done with that for a little while, let us quickly turn to page 8. On page 8, we are going to be doing more about transport. But this time, we are matching the words to the pictures. Now, some of you already know some of them, which is really good. But others who are not sure, you are going to have to try and find these words according to the pictures. When you're done, please put in the number that you can see. They have given you an example of the word car with the number 1. So you are going to do the same for all the other transports. Let's now read all the words that we can see. We have bicycle, bicycle, bus, bus, car, car. Helicopter, helicopter. Hot air balloon, hot air balloon. Jet ski, jet ski. Motorbike, motorbike. Motorboat, motorboat. Motor scooter, motor scooter. Plane, plane. Scooter, scooter. Ship, ship. Submarine, submarine. Train, train. Van, van. So these are our words and our types of transport. Please, 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 boys and girls, if you're not sure, you can always ask for help. Just make sure that you do the exercise or you finish it by yourself. So have fun, and when you are done with that, you're going to write which one is the quickest, which one is the fastest, which one is the slowest, which one is the most comfortable, and what you have tried, which means which one have you used for transport. Take your time, have fun, and be careful with your spellings as well. I will see you soon when you're done with both of your exercises after the advert break.
Do you have children in the age range of 5 to 6 years and want to participate in our school booklet program? Please contact us on 081 74 3759 and we will put you on our distribution list for the attention of pre-primary schools. Topics include family, summer, culture, traditions and houses, transport and communications, occupations, autumn, and more. We distribute countrywide in over 7 different languages.
For our exercise now, boys and girls, let's turn to page 9. On page 9, we are going to be doing counting. And in this case, we are going to do D. Now, we are going to need 4 counters for us to get the correct answer. They have given us 12, 16, and 20. So it is now our job to continue counting from the number 20. Let's take a look at the counters. Now, as you can see, I have my counters on my table. So we're going to use these counters for the answer. Remember, counters can be anything. They can be bottle tops, they can be colors, they can be stones. Just make sure that you're able to use them. The blue counter will be our answer counter, and that's the one that I'm going to ask you to write down in the car. So, we are starting with 20, which means that 20 is already on the page, and we're moving on. 21, 22, 23, 24. So you're going to write the answer 24. Now that we've written 24, we need to continue. 24 is on our page, and then we say 25, 26, 27, 28. So now we're going to write the number 28. So far, we have written 24 and 28. Let's now move on to the last car. 29, 30, 31, 32. And that is the last card that we're going to count. So remember, when you're using counters, try to make one a little bit different from the others. I'm going to leave you to do the rest of this exercise by yourself. But before you do that, let's now turn to page 10. On page 10, we are going to be halving. Now, the halving that we're going to do is making sure that each of the numbers are the same. In one box, the rectangle, we have been given the dots and the number of dots. So we are going to do the one that says 10 together. So first, we need to find our counters. So we're going to count our counters on the table. Let's see if we can get 10 counters. This time, we're going to use blue, like this one. So we have 1, let's count together, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 counters. So now what we are going to do with our counters is share them equally. So we are going to, first of all, put them in line, and I'm going to share them with you. So if I give myself 1, I have to give you 1 as well. So this is how we start. 1 for Teacher Mutsa, 1 for my beautiful student. There's yours. 1 for Teacher Mutsa, 1 for my beautiful student, 1 for Teacher Mutsa, 1 for my clever girl or boy, 1 for Teacher Mutsa, 1 for my clever girl or boy, 1 for Teacher Mutsa, and 1 for my clever girl or boy. Now we have shared them equally. So after sharing, we need to count how many each of us have. We're going to start with you to see how many you have. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5. Let's see how many Teacher Mutsa has as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I also have 5. So now we have solved our answer. This one says half of 10, and if you see, the half that we have made is by giving you half and giving me half, and now we know our answer is 5. So you can use your counters instead of just drawing in your book. Make sure that when you do use your counters, you take your time and share with someone. If there's no one to share with, that's okay. You can always share with me as well. So take your time, have fun with both exercises, and I'll see you soon after the advert break.
Follow us on My Zone Facebook Active Kids to watch your daily lesson and other fun activities with Zoe and Zoshi.
We have now come to the end of our lesson, boys and girls, and I hope you had fun. Remember, if you're not sure or you don't understand, you can always ask for help. Just make sure that you finish your work by yourself. So now that we are done, it is important for us to sanitize. Now, when we sanitize, we rub inside our hands, in between our fingers, around our hands, on our wrists and our fingertips too. Make sure your hands are dry before you touch anything else. I wonder though, I've been looking for Zoshi the whole day. I think he's hiding from me. Zoshi, where are you? Oh! There he is. So, from Sashi and I, we would like to say thank you for joining us today and goodbye.
Our online school will help you along the way. Find us at www.zoshi.online and download the booklet. Follow us on Facebook to never miss a video. Subscribe to our Zoshi Telegram channel if you want to receive daily updates. Proudly sponsored by the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture, Namibian Community Trust, UNICEF, My Zone Online School, Amos Meerkat Syllabus, and Capricorn Foundation.